Hi guys, welcome back to the Blading Physio YouTube channel. So episode 2 of the Health Talk podcast. Today I got Brenden from the YouTube channel 30 and Rollin. If you don't know that channel, you might want to look it up because it got some really good content on it. So be sure to check out his videos on YouTube because they're pretty prime. So without further ado, let's just see what he has to say. Hi man, how are you?
Going good, good. Super excited to be here. I'm, just happy that you wanted me on, especially after Steph and Brenda. That's some big shoes to fill for the next episode of this. So
Yeah,
really thankful for you to reach out and ask me to do this.
I'm pretty honored you're on the video too, so that's pretty cool. Don't worry about Stefan. He was a nice guy, but it's your turn now, so that's gonna be cool.
All right.
How is America now with with the whole situation, COVID, and then the presidential things that changed? So how is America? How is with COVID? Tell me.
Uh, Man, probably very similar to the rest of the world.
Hmm.
Well, the rest of America. You know, I, it's a mind game, man. Like at the very start, it was uh, super scary because we didn't know much about it. And I literally just did not leave my home except for getting like groceries or things that I had to go do.
Hmm.
Um, and, that all the parks were shut down. It was just it was a time of, man, I want to be skating and getting better, but I can't. So what do I do?
Yeah.
And, a lot of that time I try to utilize as much of the time I'd be in the park with um, filling that with like workouts at home or just doing it on big wheel skate or, stuff that could fill my time that was, stuff that I could actually get done.
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was it was tough because when you're kind of stuck in your house and you can't do much, it's your mind, especially for me, because like I've struggled with anxiety and depression before. Your mind really just starts, a good week or two of that even, and you can't do what you want to do and what you love.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
just start going crazy.
But were the skate parks closed in America or not?
They were for it's this last year is such a blur. I think they were closed for a good 2 months. I
Hmm.
believe it was 2 months.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't. I basically could only make big wheel videos or whatever, and that's kind of when I was the time when I was just like going over to the local school and kind of just getting creative on whatever I could and making videos about new types of skating that I haven't really done, like cone skating or like that kind of stuff. Just to try new stuff and keep my mind creative and
Yeah.
putting out content. But yeah, it's it's wasn't fun. I really wish, or I'm really glad that we now have um, the skate parks open because I would be going crazy at this point.
Yeah, it is. That gives a kind of freedom also for creativity. Just like we can go back to skating or doing what we love, and even the
Yeah,
wheel blading isn't that bad, I guess. But it's,
yeah.
if
Well, no,
you're
I mean the big wheel thing is awesome. It's just I feel like there's a good balance between just like in like working out or life in general. Like there's a great balance between doing different um, disciplines within a certain thing that I totally believe in. And so like I really enjoy the big wheel side of blading, but I also enjoy aggressive side of blading because
yeah,
it opens up different creative avenues,
yeah, for sure, for sure,
and different
and
feelings. So.
and it stays a big good workout. If you go big wheel blading, then that's like
Yeah,
that's a pretty good cardio.
exactly. And that's, yeah, I count that as my cardio. So I'm glad you said
Yeah.
that.
What I want to talk about first was like the knee injury. Do you care
Okay.
to talk about that first? Like
Yeah.
how did it happen? And
All right. So, man, has it been a year now? Probably about a year. About a year ago, I was, getting really confident on back, I got kind of all my comfort grinds and tricks back, and I was really kind of trying to push to do newer, bigger stuff. And there was this ledge, or not ledge, it's like a quarter pipe in between two banks, and the quarter pipe comes up higher than the banks. And so I was coming around off the bank to jump up to like a taller ledge and grind the coping of the quarter pipe and come off the other side. Not, just do a soul grind across it. Wasn't the craziest trick at all, but you have to take a lot of speed into that, and then to carry me and jump up, like if I stood next to it, the jump would have been almost hip height. So coming in on that and then jumping to it and locking it and having that motion, like my knee just kind of was pushed in all sorts of different directions, and I guess it just kind of slipped, and I felt it right away when I locked the soul grind. My knee just kind of like twisted a little bit almost, and it just hurt like crazy. And I was like, whoa, that was not good. At first I was like, oh crap, is that what an ACL or MCL or something feels like? Did I snap something? But I was skating away from it, so I was like, well, maybe I'm okay. So I just skated kind of lightly the rest of that day. But it was, a little painful. The next day I woke up, it was really painful. The following weeks, I was trying to just go on walks. I didn't skate for another week or so, and just went on a few walks with my wife and daughter, and I could barely make it around the block before just the walking. It just kind of hurt so much that I was like, oh, I can't keep walking right now. Like, it was just so tender, I guess.
Yeah.
So I just laid low for another, I don't know, a few weeks. And this is when I was trying to basically figure out, oh my God, what am I gonna do with my YouTube channel? And that's when I dropped that, like, is this the end video? Cause like, I just started something. I was so excited about it. And like, I was really passionate about this channel. And then this happens. And I'm just like, everything comes crumbling down. And I was just like, no way. I can't believe this is happening to me. Like, because you don't know when you hurt something, you don't know how bad, or you can't see the other side. You just don't know, like, unless you've done it before and you've experienced this.
Yeah.
You don't know, like, if I was going to get back to blading at the same level that I'm going right now, or beyond, if I'm not really going to be able to do aggressive anymore, if what are all these different things going through my head. So posted that video because it was like, it was like a good month and a half probably after I did it, and I really realized it was did something good to it. And I posted that just to let people know. But I got such great feedback from that video, from the community, which is it's just amazing. Like, I cannot believe how amazing our inline skate community is, and supportive, and like, it was great stuff. So that really pulled my darkness and depression, kind of pulled me out of that state of mind. And I decided after then to go get an MRI just to see what I actually did. I did end up tearing 2 points in my meniscus. Like, one was a full tear, one was a partial tear. A lot of people said it's not even that big of a deal. You could probably just, not get surgery and keep working, or keep, just rehab it back to normal, give it a few months. And I was almost going to do that, but then I was like, it just was I couldn't even walk, like, with my daughter on the block with my, like, it was, at that point I was like, you know what? I have nothing to lose. I have great insurance with my wife. I'm just going to do the surgery to see if because what I was told is the meniscus kind of has this like tear, kind of like feathery, not feathery, but like, the layers of meniscus are torn, and they're kind of like this in there. So like, whenever those get brushed or touched when you're moving, it can kind of, make them hurt. So
inflammation.
By cutting those out with the surgery, I was thinking, well, at least to get them out of the way so my knee isn't activating that and being painful so much. So decided to go with the surgery. Surgery went great. It was super quick. I got home, and it was, I don't know, maybe a month, 4 weeks. And then probably 3 weeks. And I was already like walking/running again. And it was only a month, maybe a month and a half, I got back on the skates. and started just doing some really light big wheeling because I was really scared at that point.
Yeah.
Like what I could do. So, but I was pretty impressed with like how fast I got back onto the skates. After that, along this whole time, obviously, I was doing kind of some rehab stuff that I was told to do for the knee. The thing was, it wasn't rehabilitation. It wasn't MCL or ACL, so it wasn't like a completely reconstructive surgery. So really, my knee was structurally totally fine.
Yeah.
So it was more of just taking the pain away with the surgery. On top of that, when they were actually in my knee, and I could see more than just the MRI saw, they actually said there was more tears in my knee that that they fixed that they originally could see, which made me a little more happy that I went ahead and did the surgery.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, to people out there that are, because there's a lot of people I feel like that have this MCL or meniscus tears, especially with skating and the way that we get onto grinds and can tweak knees and stuff. I'm not saying do surgery. I think you really have to listen to your body. And if you're going like months and it's still painful to like just do basic stuff, then I might say look into it, because to this day, I feel great. I can skate, run, jump, all sorts of stuff. The only things I can't really do are getting really low, really quick, like really fast kind of compression with the knee. It kind of lets me know it's, a little tender feeling when you do that. It's not like my other knee. Or like when I sit back on my knee completely flat, or have my legs folded and I sit back on my feet or something, I can do that, but I have to go into it slow. You know what I mean? But yeah, is that just rambling?
That's a big story already. Wow. Yeah. In your case, I think it was a good thing to do the surgery. Like you tell it now. Even though physios are not always pro surgery, even though if it's necessary, it's necessary. And I think in your case, it was the best one. But yeah, it depends all on the person who needs it or what he's going to do after it. Like you wanted to keep skating, then it might be interesting to look into it.
It's funny you say that, because even the doctor that I saw told me, like, I'm not recommending surgery. Like, they actually recommended me go do physical therapy for a few months before I made a decision. And so I took that advice sort of. I went and did about a good month or so, and I was just like, this is so painful that like I don't know, because once I was researching it and understanding it more, I was like, it just makes sense that like, and I understand that meniscus doesn't grow back, so you don't really want to do many surgeries on it, because once it's gone, your shock absorber between your knees, that's it. So that's was the scary part. But the other thing I was thinking, I was like, well, if I'm just walking around and it's activating these like fibers that are floating around in my knee, like what's the harm in like cleaning those up and just, I don't know. That was kind of, I guess, my train of thought to go ahead.
I think you're right there, because like the fibers that are floating, if you're like want to say it like that, they can cause again inflammation, and that's what the painful thing is. The tear itself isn't painful. It's just the inflammation on it. So
yeah.
And like now, are you always like conscious about it, or you try?
I was wearing a knee brace up until maybe a couple months ago every time I skated. And now I don't wear a knee brace anymore, just because I feel like they said when I left the surgery, he's like, you can't do anything to your knee that you haven't already done. Like, like it wasn't reconstructive. So like your knee is stable and support. It's fine. It's just swollen and like, obviously needs to heal, because there's been surgeries happen.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, once I started skating after that, I was so scared to skate without a knee brace just because like it felt unstable because it was the feeling of pain as you're moving it or doing stuff with it, like you kind of your body automatically kind of loosens it up, I guess, so it doesn't push as much pressure or something. It basically just makes it feel unstable, I guess. And so that's why I was like, I got to wear a knee brace just for peace of mind in a way. But yeah, now I'm not, it's felt really good. It's only maybe once or twice I've been skating that, I felt a little pain, and that's just because I've maybe came too fast with something, got too down on it really quick. Like I said, folding it can trigger it if I go too hard and fast. So I wish I could get down on rails and farts and stuff, but I just don't think that's in my cards anymore at this age.
Yeah, it's crazy how the mind, even it's just like how the mind plays such a role in it. Just like it always reconnects to that one moment that you twisted it, and then always like it's gonna feel like that. And it takes a lot of time to get rid of that thing.
It does.
So,
Yeah.
But give it time, and maybe one day you'll see like that it slowly goes away. But no one is sure for that.
Yeah, I mean, and it's funny because I thought this was going to be the worst thing, and this is what I'll be always thinking about when I skate. But actually, the thing that I think about more when I skate is my shoulder. I don't know if you noticed my arm strap that I've jimmy rigged. I'm the only skater that wears an arm strap to keep my shoulder or my arm to my body.
Okay.
But because I've had surgery on my shoulder to tighten it up because I was disconnected or dislocating it a lot back when I was snowboarding and skating back in the 90s and early 2000s. Like it was just coming out all the time. And so I was like, you know what, I'm young, I just want to tighten this thing back up and see if it can help it. No, it just makes it worse because now when I fall and get it dislocated, it hurts 10 times more to put back in because it's so tight. So really, my knee I thought was going to be my new thing because I'm skating on that, but really my shoulder is my mental thing.
Yeah, for sure. Like, but you're wearing a brace. That's but
it just immobilizes. Not really a brace. It just immobilizes it, so I can't. If I fall, my arm can't get pulled out back like this, and dislocated. It only can go like to here and can't like get to the danger zone of dislocation.
But what if you fall on it? Like, can you catch yourself or?
Yeah, I can catch myself.
Okay, you can catch yourself.
Yeah, so I can catch and roll and stuff like that. The only downside would be, what's this? My clavicle, or shoulder separation, I guess, would be the thing that is probably I'm at a higher risk for now that I'm skating with it to my side. I don't know.
Yeah, shoulders are the hard thing. Like those are such a complex articulations, so
they're not meant to take force.
No.
The wrong spots.
Yeah. Especially if you have history of always dislocating it, it's and it can cramp up so hard because you dislocated like earlier. So it can, even though if you fell and it's not serious, it can cramp up so hard. Shoulders, because that's so weird.
Yeah, well, and the thing the worst part about the shoulder thing for me is the fact that I can't. I know a lot of people that are in the same boat that dislocate it all the time and they just put it back in. I've never been able to put it back in. I've tried all three techniques of like self relocation, and no way, I can't do that. Like it is so challenging. Like when it comes out, it's like you can see a indent and it's like way down, below.
It's
like it takes a lot of force to get it, not force, but like pulling and me letting go of whatever. So every time it happens, I have the worst part about it when it comes out, other than it's the most painful thing ever, is I have to get rushed over to a ER or something to get it put back in.
Yeah.
Which is the worst.
Yeah, because you tense up so hard that you can't get it back in. Like you have to like relax and
Yep.
then it gets in. So yeah,
Which I can't relax and be holding my hands
arm.
together
Yeah.
enough and pull my knee and
Mm,
like, because yeah, it's hurts so bad to like let
yeah.
it stretch out and like, oh
Mm,
man,
mm,
it's a mess. So for all you guys that don't know why I'm wearing this weird strap, that's that's why I do it, just to save myself the pain and misery of like going through that.
yeah, that's a good thing. It's a good protection in
Yeah, and
sort of a
actually
way.
it really is a mental reminder when I put it on that like, as well, like that, just be cautious when you fall.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's good. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Some physical therapists might say it's probably not, but
I'm I'm always like you shouldn't wear it in daily life, but like for
yeah, no,
extreme stuff like
yeah,
skating or whatever, other
yeah.
extreme sports or extreme things, why not? I always tell the same thing to my patients too. Like they're always like, should I wear my brace? Yeah, it depends on. Don't wear it through during the
Too
day,
much. Yeah.
depending on the case, of course. But if you go sporting and you're like, I'm not sure, yeah, put it
Mhm.
on. Why not?
Yeah,
So
I wear it all the time when I'm only when I'm skating or skiing, and that's like, maximum of like a 2 hours, 3 hours at a time. I guess 3 hours skiing kind of thing
yeah,
each half of the
mm,
day. But it's I would rather take that than
yeah, that
it's
other
such a mess. It ruins the day, not just for myself, but like everyone else I'm skating with, because they gotta like quickly rush me to like somewhere to get it put back in, and like,
hmm
oh, it's just I feel for everyone else.
yeah, that too. So like, is that why you? Because I saw you doing my workout on Instagram. Thank you for that. That's
Yeah.
so awesome to see that people follow it. So,
Hmm.
is that why you still work out and you do stuff besides
Oh yeah,
skating, like for your
that's a
shoulder, for the
big
knee? Like,
yeah, that's a really big reason nowadays that I work out. I mean, back in the day, I like high school into college, I was really big into like lifting and just like working out to like make myself look better, I guess, like get bulkier and bigger and that kind of whole thing. Taking the creatine and protein shakes and all that, you know. But towards the end of my college career, I started doing a lot more climbing, and realized that all this lifting had no. I mean, it's good for you. I mean, to an extent, if you balance it with other stuff.
mhm.
But if like I was just going just to physically get like bigger and like cut and that kind of thing,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
and with rock climbing, it was actually a hindrance. Like maybe the strength was good, but really it was just adding more bulk and weight and less maneuver or flexibility and maneuverability.
Yeah, your
Um,
mobility is like way
it's
down when you get
yeah.
so big. Yeah.
So that started the trend of, well, I'm gonna look into just more like body weight, more cardio based kind of, hit based, I guess, high intensity kind of
Yeah.
workouts, just that I can do at home. One, because I don't have to go to the gym and fight for equipment.
Mhm.
Two, I can do it and be done and get off my life. So I started doing that. Like I did P90X for a while and like some other stuff on YouTube. And then when I started skating again, it was perfect because this kind of similar aspects apply from climbing into skating. Is like it's very, you work out to for a purpose more than just work out for the sake of working out.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
for sure.
so yeah, that's what I do now. I do a lot of YouTube workouts, a couple of my favorite insanity and P90X workouts. I don't do the whole thing because
Hmm.
I can't stand doing the same thing all the time,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
every single day for like
It
3 months
gets
straight. It
boring. Like,
gets so boring. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, I do that. I try to like kind of fill my my time with either long distance skating, aggressive skating, or doing kind of a fitness workout at home. Especially now with COVID,
Yeah.
it just works perfect. So.
And do you feel like you need it, or is it just something to feel good and like you feel it, or you feel
No,
also
I feel like I
yeah.
definitely need it for two reasons. The physical, being able to perform. I feel like strengthening my shoulder muscles around my shoulder and strengthening my muscles in my leg that kind of are around my knee. I just feel like having that while I'm skating or doing other aspects really is a good thing to have, so that I'm, you know, hopefully more stable, like the joints are more stabilized. But on top of that, my whole mental game, uh, if I'm not working out or being productive in some way, my mind goes really dark really quick. Like it's not a good thing. So that's I mean, a big thing. The big reason I got back into skating was because I was like super anxious and depressed for a good I got really, really anxious, depressed, like, I don't know, what was it, 5 years ago now? So, and I was just like at a point where I was taking medicine and like I could feel it physically, like manifesting physically. And so I decided I got to just do something for myself and go back to something I love doing. And that's why I like thought of skating, because like, man, when I was skating back in the back in the 90s, early 2000s, like I felt great, like nothing mattered, you know, it was just free kind of thing. And that's why I started this channel. Like I put my skates on, I felt like I was transported back to when I was 16. And, you know, just skating mixed with working out literally took me off meds in like a month or so. And like, I just felt like my whole outlook on life, I mean, I also did a lot of meditation work as well, like mindfulness work.
Yeah.
So that helped as well. But I think the mix of it all, like, it's literally took me from like this super just letting my mind and just get to me, and then to a point where I can like control my life again. It's like, it was awesome.
Yeah, sure. I'd love to integrate meditation a little bit more into the scene, but I'm still hitting on that. I'm just
It's
first
dude,
try to
meditation is so amazing. I've kind of dropped off a little bit of it now, because it's a tough thing to do if you don't do it on like a consistent basis, because you can kind of feel like it's not doing a lot for you, because there's no physical manifestation out of it, other than like once you're done, you kind of feel relaxed and calm and you can think clearly, and you know. But it's like, man, I don't want to go sit for 20 minutes and just do nothing.
Yeah. The aspect, if you look from it from a distance, it just seems so like you lose that time while sitting thinking about nothing, and or just so much. And then
Well, and a lot of people like start it, maybe do it 3 or 4 times and be like, I'm just wasting my time, nothing's happening. But it's just like anything else, you literally have to get into it for a good few weeks, and then you'll start feeling and seeing like the difference, how your mind and how much more control you can have over your mind and your thoughts and all that stuff, and like how much more relaxed you are in your life and not just agitated and stressed out. It's amazing. But you have, just like skating or any other activity or thing, you have to do it on a consistent basis to reap the rewards. So
yeah, exactly. You have to commit to for meditation, although it doesn't seem that extreme, or it's a commitment.
Yeah, it's great. I was doing it for a while. I highly recommend getting like an app like Headspace or something like that. And when you're cruising on your skate, like go for a big wheel skate, pick a really great spot you're skating to, then just sit there and do some meditation halfway through and then keep skating, dude. It's like the coolest workout. Like it's a great, like you work out to it and then you get to like rest for a while and just like meditate and then come back. It just, oh man, the back half of that skate is like the best thing ever.
Yeah, for sure. I should do that. I
was gonna make a video about this and I just haven't yet. Like there's just
You
so much.
should. You
Yeah.
should. Yeah. Otherwise, I'll do it. So, um, you said earlier that you were taking like when you were younger, you take creatine and all the stuff for bulking and stuff. But at the moment, are you changing your diet too for for skating or just health related stuff or?
Yeah, for a while I was doing I've the last few years I've really tried to be doing different stuff. Like I tried like just going all no carb or a lot low carb, like more vegan or like more just fresh food stuff.
Mhm.
I've really fallen off of that again too. Um, I feel like if there's I don't have a plan and a goal in mind, like anything, I can kind of fall off really quick, and I've kind of
Mhm.
lost that goal. Um, but yeah, right when I did my knee in, I was really trying to get back on like everything, like rehabbing it correctly and being um, uh, what's the word for it? Having a good regiment to that, as
Mhm.
well as eating a lot better during that time. But I feel like since I've almost gotten back to a state where I feel mentally great, physically great,
Mhm.
I don't have that goal to get
Yeah.
to anymore. So
Mhm.
it's harder to
Yeah.
do these things like eating better and doing things like that kind of slip,
Yeah.
especially when you have kids and you just
Mm.
don't have
Yeah. The time
kids.
it takes more time and more
Yeah,
thinking about it. Yeah, but that's okay too. Like there will always be like periods
the
where
ups
you
and
eat
downs. Yep.
healthier and have a goal to reach, and then it slips away. But it's already good to know and just thinking about it or know what you
Mhm.
put in your mouth. That's such an important.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
like you said with the rehab of your knee, food does play a big role in like rehabbing.
okay.
It just takes a while longer if you're eating crap.
I like to think that the reason I was back on skates as fast as I was and feeling good when I was on skates was because I was really focusing on what I was eating, as well as being strict about doing my knee workout type stuff.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah, for sure,
Mhm.
for sure. And with like the knee injury and even the shoulder, but do you adapt your skating style or skating stuff, your equipment to it? Do you skate with insoles? Like,
Yeah, so that's a good thing you brought that up. Well, obviously my shoulder, I made a strap
Mhm.
to kind of supplement that to help that out when I skate aggressive. I don't wear it when I do big wheel, just because I feel like there's a little lower um,
Risk. Yeah.
opportunity for injury.
Mm.
It's still there, obviously, but I just don't. But for my knee, I feel like a big reason on top of a functional reason I bought some Aeons was because my M12s I've been riding for the last couple of years, the raised heel boots. So I don't have that space. All I have in there is like my intuitions with that tiny little shock absorber on the bottom of the intuitions, which uh, like I can feel it in my lower back now, like whenever I skate those for the
Mm.
next day or two.
Yeah.
Um, and I knew on top of the fact that I wanted to have a skate that was a better kind of all-in-one grinder blader and big wheel, not big wheel, but flat setup um, for aggressive skating. It was a flat boot. The Aeons are a flat boot, so I can put or it comes with a huge shock absorber where that the M12 has that heel lift area. It's just a big hunk of
Mm.
rubber.
Yeah.
And that was another huge reason I wanted to get on those, just because I wanted to see after skating how much better my lower back and even knee sometimes feels. Uh, and yeah, it's so much better. Like
Mm.
I don't know if I can go back to my M12s without modding them a little bit more and putting maybe a little thinner like rubber shock absorber underneath the intuitions. So I don't
Yeah.
know.
yeah, on the M12s, that's the
I
pretty
mean, I
cool.
love the raised heel boots. I love them. I know Lawrence does not love them, which is,
Yeah.
to each their own. That's just what you're used to, I guess, is what you're gonna love. And I love having a raised heel boot, but it is really nice to be able to use that raised heel part to add um, the shock absorption property to your skate. So
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure, for sure. And when you go out skating, do you like do you have a routine for warming up, or just, or even mentally, like do you prepare yourself before skating, or?
Um, yeah, and I do have a really small stretching routine.
Mm-hmm.
I try mentally for the mental game. I get really anxious when I go to a skate park, especially when I'm going to go shoot, because there's just so many things that I have to do, has to come together to make that happen. Like I have to get all the shots, I have to perform, I have to like all these different things are going on. And for a while, I was actually trying to go to a skate park, put everything down before I started skating, and just sit there for a second and just like chill, I guess, because like gathering everything in your car, driving to this park, going to the park and seeing all these people like skating and getting, it just gets me anxious a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And so like sitting down and just like putting everything down for a second and just like taking a breath for like a minute or two, and then going into stretching, uh, has really helped out. Every time I do that compared to when I don't, I have a much better session and I can land more stuff because I feel like I'm just more confident, and I feel like uh, majority of aggressive skating comes from confidence. Like you're gonna land the trick if you see it in your mind, you're confident about it, you just go for it, hit it, and you do
Mm-hmm.
it. Like, but you have to be in that right state of mind, and your body has to be ready to take the trick. So yeah, like sitting there, getting your mind ready, and then stretching it out before you put on your stuff and start rolling is, I think, huge.
Mhm. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It plays such a role if you already imagine what you're gonna achieve or what you need to do,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
just mentally prepare yourself for it. Yeah, for sure. And then just
Mm-hmm.
a little warm up stretching thing. That's what keeps you going. That's perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I don't do anything too extensive, It's
Mm.
just kind of a really basic few different things to warm up just to stretch me out because I'm, almost 35 years old and my body is not an elastic rubber band like it used to be.
And afterwards, like afterwards, it's just going home or.
Afterwards, it kind of depends how, if it's, it depends how, like, I guess hard the skate was. Sometimes if I do feel a little like, if I tweak stuff or like, just I don't feel great, I will stretch out those parts or like kind of focus on that before I go home, just because I know if I don't, it's just gonna like harden up overnight,
Mm.
tighten up and just not feel great the next day. So yeah, I don't do it every time, but there are some sessions that I will stretch out a bit after I take my skates off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, just preparing that the next day you don't feel it that much.
Yeah, that's the worst because
Yeah.
to me, it's like whenever I have a chance, I'd love to get out on skates and skate. But if I feel like, you know, not great, then I'm not going to go skate. So I'd rather
Mm-hmm.
do what I can to preserve the next day to be able to possibly skate.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. So you do prepare all your shots in already beforehand? Like if you go to the skate park, you prepare all what you need, or?
No, not necessarily. Um, some videos, yes. I'll script stuff or have a shot list, I guess.
Okay. Okay.
But a lot of the majority of the videos, I don't. I just go to the park and kind of let things happen. I try to have some kind of an idea of what I want to skate or do or talk about or whatever
Mm-hmm.
when I go to the park and do a video. But yeah, I don't like shot lists like wide angle of this trick, like
Yeah. Yeah, but
telly of this or whatever it is. Like I don't go that deep. The only videos I kind of go deeper on that for like oh, like product review videos, like the intros. I'll usually try to like kind of quickly hand draw out what I'm thinking of doing, so I kind of have all the ideas and shots that I want to collect. So
Yeah, but like if you go filming to the skate park, the shots never turn out like you thought it would be. Like if you would write it down, like big frame shot from there and over the big that angle from there.
yeah,
I don't know. Like
I feel like it would be a lot closer to what I want it to be, but I just don't think I have the full video baked in my head. Like I'm not making like say a Dom West blue film or something. If I was going out to make an actual skate film, like a short film or
yeah,
something, I would totally shot list every single shot and trick and like have the trick whatever the shot is,
okay,
is.
yeah.
But the videos that I do obviously are more sort of on the vloggy side. They're not produced, if you will, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah. Would you like to do that? Like a
I would
film kind of still?
love to do that kind of stuff. Problem is, it's tough to move the camera when you're the person in front of the camera.
Yeah, yeah. You should like team up with people that would.
Yeah, no, and that's one thing when I was hurt with my knee injury and out, I was literally just sitting on the couch trying to, with my leg up, being iced, trying to just type out every type of video or concept that I wanted to shoot, and one of them was highlight other inline skaters, which I haven't done yet, which I'd love to do on my channel. Is just like do almost like a blue style film, just a short little, 3 to 5 minute edit of one person that's just like really beautifully shot and put together, and just highlights a skater. And that's what I was gonna do because I thought I was gonna be out for a long time and not have content. So I was like, man, I'll just go to the park and shoot people skate, like pick a skater each week and shoot them skating. But I got healed faster than I thought, and so I didn't do that. But I might bring that back in the future.
Yeah, maybe. Do you feel like you have a big influence in the skate park where you go? Do like people really know you and do they want to play with you or I don't know?
That's a funny question. Yeah. I was just at the park a few days ago, and there's this guy there that, because you don't see bladers ever, right? In the wild, unless you like say, hey, meet me here, right?
Yeah.
But I showed up, and this guy from across the park is like, 30 and Rollin, like, like, who's this guy? Where is he coming from? I didn't even know he had blades on at first, but like, yeah, just random people, even the kids like around the area, like will they're like scooter kids and stuff.
Yeah.
Follow my channel and they're like, oh, it's 30 and Rollin. We're gonna be in his vlog. Yeah, it's pretty fun. Oh, it's really cool. But yeah, but then the crappy thing is once I get there, usually the people that are skating with me are better than me. So it's like I have this awesome, like they're like, oh cool, I get to see this dude in real life, and then I'm like, oh, that's how he skates, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
But it's all good. Like it's like my channel is just about I don't care to be like the best skater. I do want to progress. It's fun, but I just want to have fun. Like I want to be able to keep skating into my 60s, 70s, hopefully 80s would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
But yeah, at this point, it's just like I just want to keep skating and having fun with it. Like that's what it's all about.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and if you want to do that, then it's good to do the workouts or be conscious about the body and stuff.
Definitely. Yeah, that really comes in a lot more when once you hit that 30 mark and your body stops acting like it used to and regenerating. It really gets important to do that stuff.
Do you wear a lot of padding when you go skating, like shorts or pants, helmets? As always, the disclaimer in the front of when you start.
So yeah, I put that up because I was getting a few comments from random people that are like, oh, I can't believe you're supporting it, or
Yeah.
being such an heavy influencer and not wearing a helmet on your big wheel skates or any pads or blah blah blah. Like,
Mm.
I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not like, you know, it
Yeah.
is what it is. Like sometimes I'll wear full pads if I know I'm trying stuff, and if I'm not trying stuff that I know I'm gonna fall on, then
Mm.
you know, it's my take. Like some people
Yeah.
will wear a helmet every time they put skates on, and I probably should, but I don't know. I just
Mm.
don't
Mm.
sometimes. So that's why I put that up with every
Yeah. Yeah.
kind of disclaimer, just to be like, please don't comment. Like I know this,
Yeah.
like
It gets tiring if people like
it
comment
gets
on
tiring
it.
to respond to people. Yes, I know this, blah 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 blah. Like
And always the
thank you,
same.
but please, like I'm my own person. I can make my own decisions. But
Mm.
yes, I do wear when I'm at the skate park. I'm probably the most padded up person there every time. When I aggressive skate, I'm always wearing a helmet, always wearing my wrist guards, always wearing my shoulder brace. I wear crash pads and knee pads.
Mm. Okay.
So
Pretty padded up, bro.
I'm padded up. Like that's I don't know many other aggressive skaters that pad up like that. So, but you know, I fall a lot when I aggressive skate. So it's
Mm.
like at least I'm saving my body in
Yeah.
some form.
Mm.
So
Yeah, and it does make a difference. I was searching for some scientific articles on
mhm.
wrist guards,
Yeah.
and I plan on doing a video later on it, but it makes a difference. They tested it with several other people, and it makes a difference in impact and stuff, and that's pretty
Oh,
cool. But,
totally. I think it totally does. My so I think I broke something in here a few months ago that I never really talked about because I didn't really get it checked. But it literally was I couldn't like move it for like a good few months,
yeah.
um, and it's because I was skating and ran into almost like got pushed up against like a light post really quickly and had my put my arm out to brace myself and just like got it all kind of tweaked weird.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I feel like if I was wearing a wrist guard, not just to support like the palm area, like
No, no, no.
that area, but
The
just
real.
having that extra support where the hand can kind of
Mm-hmm.
not get like all
Yeah.
weird tweaked, I
Yeah.
think I would have been fine. I mean, it now finally feels better, but
No, okay. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, watch out for that. The hands
yeah.
are pretty important
I'm
though.
accident prone, so I probably get hurt and injured more than a lot of other people. I feel like the people that are like doing the crazy hard tricks and falling like all the time, like never get injured.
Never can.
I'll do like the easy tricks and then like try one little hard trick and then just like
No, yeah. I'm almost going to the end, but I'm just gonna ask you this one: is there anything in the future that's coming up that you want to share, or like things you think or you want to see in the community? Like, what do you think about the future? Any?
yeah. Well, first off, I feel like community wise, I'm really excited where inline skating is at again. I feel like we're just on the rise, and everybody I know, like that I've been talking to, I feel like inline skating is or rollerblading is a term in their vocabulary now. Like the
Yeah.
people that don't even skate, you know, like it's weird. It's like it's almost kind of not where it was in the 90s, early 2000s, but like a lot better than it was in the late 2000s. Like,
Yeah.
um, so that's cool. My personal channel, you know, I'm a few things that I'm doing. Let's see. Um, I I guess it's just like in my 2 year review, how I stated, I really want to get more engaged with other YouTubers like yourself and just do more collaboration type stuff. That'll open up as COVID hopefully starts clearing up this next year.
Yeah.
For me, the second thing would be I want to do more community-based challenges. So,
Mm.
um, kind of a little, I guess, uh, thing. I've contacted a few bigger inline skate companies and gotten their blessing and support on products um, for doing these challenges because I want to start giving back to the community and giving product away and like getting people excited to like to compete. One of them is going to be in the spring or summer. I want to do like a big wheel, long distance kind of challenge. I'm trying to figure out if I want to use like which app to use to kind of for everyone to record their distances. So like the winner is going to get some really sweet Hydrogen Pro wheels, the new ones, and yeah, so like stuff like that. I just want to do more kind of engagement stuff. But just really, to be honest, like this channel is just to hopefully inspire people, get on blades. Like even the people that are have been on blades and are really good at it, like hopefully they can take something away from what I'm doing and like you know, share or bring up somebody else, or you know, get somebody into inline skating that wasn't already. Like I'm just trying to cultivate. I'm just trying to make things happen here. Travis is kind of the same way, and we've been kind of throwing some ideas back and forth with Blader Union on maybe doing some collaborations or giveaways and stuff like that. So
that sounds great.
It's blowing up. Like there's a lot of things happening. This next year, 2021 is going to be, as long as COVID kind of starts dying out, I think it's going to be a really good year.
Perfect. So. That gives a kind of hope. It gives a light in darker times, though. So
definitely
interesting. And what do you hope to see from the community, or just from rollerblading? Like, what do you hope to see? Like now we got the Shima Pro model who came back from 20 years.
That's crazy.
We're gonna go into the details and stuff. For me, it's all new. So, but what do you hope to see? Like, do you want to see like older bladers coming back, like the bigger names, or?
I think it's fun. I think it's fun to see, you know, like Aragon put skates on again, or like Brian Shima, or you know, like it's fun to see my idols back in the 90s, and people I looked up to, like coming back and skating, putting the skates back on and just having fun with it, you know, kind of like I'm doing. Granted, their leagues still better than I even not skating forever, but yeah, I think that's great. I think it's really fun. I think it really shows support that like inline skating isn't dead. Like they might not skate anymore, but it's still like with them, you know. On top of that, I feel like I just want to see the community keep growing the way it is. I love our community and how like just open people are, and like accepting and like supportive, and I need more of that. Just keep that upward positivity about inline skating going. I don't want it to go back to the 90s where it just was a little more cliquey, and then there's just a lot of like hate bashing of like other sports and crap, and just the stuff that doesn't need to happen. Like I want to get the youth into our sport in the right light and give them support and positivity, and show them that you don't need to go like to the park and just because, you know, there's other inline or other scooters or skateboards or bikers, you don't need to go bash on them to like make you feel like, you know, that kind of thing. I just feel like there's too much of that in the 90s that needs to stay there. And then with the industry, I just hope with all the stuff that YouTubers and our community is doing, I hope the industry starts booming again for inline skating and companies, and even the smaller mom and pop stuff like Sola and God, why am I blanking on stuff? All the smaller skate companies just start, you know, really seeing a real good reason to put even more of their time and money and efforts into bringing us new evolved products that just push our sport forward and allow us to do more tricks easier, or, you know, whatever, just keep pushing it. Like we're in such I think inline skating is in such an infant phase right now that as the industry evolves, we're going to see more stuff and be able to push it bigger and better, and hopefully reach a point where it's back, not necessarily in the mainstream, but like just just where people don't look at you like, whoa, you're on rollerblades in a skate park. Or like, whoa, that dude's on rollerblades, like skating down the street. Like, what is going on? Like I don't, I don't care about if people say that, but like, it'd be nice to just be at a point where it's like, it's, yeah, he's skating. Like,
Yeah.
they're scootering, they're skateboarding, they're
Yeah,
running.
it's general. It's yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. That would be awesome to not be the only one in the park having
Yeah.
blades.
Yeah. That's the other thing. Showing up to a park, and if you didn't call your buddies up ahead of time, maybe running into some other person that you can talk to or something.
Yeah, learn from or learn or
Learn from.
Influence stuff like. Perfect. I'm gonna wrap it up here, I guess.
Cool.
Thank you for your time. It was super awesome to talk with you. I'm pretty honored that you wanted to be on it. So
yeah, no problem, man. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
And yeah, maybe we'll talk soon in the future, or maybe we can collab on something in the future too. It would be awesome.
I think we need to collab in the future
awesome.
for sure.
Perfect. I'm gonna wrap it up here. See you, man. Thanks.
See ya.
All right. So, wow, that was another good conversation. I really like this one. I was less stressed, but just in general, like, he had a few injuries and a few more things that were interesting to hear, and interesting how he coped with it and how he changed his life to it, or changed his lifestyle at least. Yeah, that was a good one. I really like this one. I hope you guys get the information you need from this. Like, the lessons you can learn from these videos are huge. Like, try always to warm up before you skate. Take care of your body. Eat healthy, especially if you're injured. Try to eat healthy so you can accelerate that process to heal up, and a lot of other stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. And yeah, we'll see each other in another video, guys. Thanks for watching.